one of the best World Cup finals for India. This has been a fabulous performance, and we got 2 silvers, 2 bronzes. And the surprise was that we got 2 medals from shotgun, which has traditionally been more difficult for us to get medals in. This speaks only one thing as far as Indian shooting is concerned, that our athletes can fight and compete with the best of the best in the world, and on a good day in every discipline of shooting, India is capable of winning medals.
This was also the first international event of the new Olympic cycle. Is it too early to start thinking about the Olympics, or do you think that we have made the right move?
Look, you should always think in advance of Olympics, or for that matter, sports as a goal. I think it's important that you have short-term goals, you have medium-term goals, and you have long-term goals. So as far as NRAI is concerned, we're looking at 2028 LA, we're looking at 2032, and we're looking at 2036. And that's the only way to ensure that shooting remains dominant. As far as India is concerned, India's performance is concerned, we intend to improve on the already reasonably good performance of our shooters. When I say performance, I don't only mean medals. Let's look at the 3 number 4 positions we got. Let's look at the 7 finalists we had. 21 shooter contingent, the largest for India. And each of these shooters performed well in the Olympics, and you've got the scores in the World Cup Final, which is the best of the best, competing on home ground.
ISSF प्रेसिडेंट आए, उन्होंने देखा पूरा किस तरह इंतजाम है, कैसे क्या उनका रिस्पांस क्या है पूरे आयोजन पे?
आप लोग खुद उनसे बात कर सकते हैं, लेकिन जो उन्होंने मुझे बताया कि he is extremely happy with the kind of arrangement that the organizing committee and NRAI has done to initiate such a huge competition. Let's not forget, World Cup Final is the most prestigious competition, is completely funded by the host federation. So NRAI has taken care of the entire funding, including the 1.65 crores of cash prize. And that's not easy in the sporting world for federations to do. And ISSF president is very, very happy. He has committed to us that he will give us a Junior World Cup coming up shortly next year. And we look forward to a quota competition very soon, as soon as the quota competition starts in 2026, end of 2027. The Asian Shooting Confederation president is here, Sheikh Salman Al Sabah. He has also been gracious enough to accept our invitation. We have many shared interests and goals with Asian shooting as a whole. Today you saw in trap, all 3 medal winners in trap men were from Asia. So we need to work together from a continental perspective as well as an international body to ensure that shooting retains its spot in the coming Olympics, and India retains its relative dominance as far as performances go for shooting.
There's a good, exciting crop of young shooters coming up. How do you think of focusing them, or how do you plan to focus on them?
You know, the exciting thing about Indian shooting is that we've got a very bright and very promising and very deep bench strength of young shooters. And that's been the core backbone of Indian shooting, which is what is driving forward the entire performance narrative. If you look at the current team which was representing India in the Olympics, 70% of them came from the junior program. Right. Similarly, the young crop of juniors are coming up, they keep the seniors on the toes. We have initiated conversations with the government of India to see how we can work with Khelo India to ensure that there is a seamless transition from the junior program under Khelo India into the senior team. We would like at some point of time to have coaches common to both, at least in the high performance aspect, so that what happened 4 years ago, at 15, 16, 17-year-old shooters and athletes and kids would come and drive out the best of India and keep them on their toes. It's competition, it's the bench strength, and that's what we need to encourage more.
So there was a there was a junior program which eventually the likes of Arjun and Swapnil came out of which. So do you think the shift of junior program being handed over to Khelo India, has it somewhere been kind of like what you guys had a long-term plan, you worked on it, it went on for 4 or 5 good years, and then there's a change comes, a big change, not a small change. So do you think that change, how do you look at that change basically?
So our juniors are doing very well.
Right. Yeah.
Look, in Peru and Lima,
Yeah.
we were the number 1 country. But let's not forget that for countries like China, who are dominant in shooting, a large part of their senior team comprises of people under 18.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when we say our juniors doing well, certainly they're doing well. But we want to make sure that those juniors who are capable of competing in the senior team find a seamless transition. So we are talking to the government.
So
Government has been very helpful. Khelo India has been working. They've been getting a lot of support. I think a little bit of coordination and direction and sort of hand-holding would go a long way in ensuring that the juniors find place in the senior team much before than what is happening now.
You were talking about the transition bit. So can you just list down a couple of things, or 2-3 things which you have in your mind, or which is something you
So
would
I
look
would
at?
say, the coaches that we look for now, we would want permanent coaches, and especially the foreign coaches. We want them to be based out of India and not come in and spend a week, 10 days and go back. We are willing to pay for it. And we want to ensure that those coaches coach the senior caucus of shooters, but also the juniors. So the more promising, the more capable and competent shooters are able to transition into the senior team. We have a very detailed high performance mechanism which has helped the Indian shooters perform in the Olympics. We want to extend the benefit of that to the junior team also. And we are looking at starting opportunities for much more shooting in India, something which I'm hoping to announce to you very shortly.
And how about the new high performance director? How's the search going?
So we've obviously advertised for coaches and high performance personnel. We may look for increasing the bench strength of the high performance people, having it more specialized coming up in the future. I think there is a requirement to change with the changing technology and evolving systems of science, and we will take all of that into account when we make our decision at the appropriate time. But however, I would like to say our HPD in the previous Olympic cycle did a fabulous job for us. I mean, Dr. Pierre Beauchamp was there for a couple of years. He managed a lot of issues, and we are still in touch with him. He's doing a review of all our coaches, further to which we will take our decision.
And for the nationals, have you made it mandatory for all the shooters to come in and compete, or it's up to them?
Look, we can't make anything mandatory for anybody. At the start of any shooting season is the nationals. So if a shooter misses out on the national, then they will be in a disadvantage in terms of ranking. So I think all the shooters know that.
Like a lot of the coaches' contracts were up for at the end of the Olympics. Have anyone reached out to extending their contracts going into this next Olympic cycle, or where exactly is it?
So we are in conversation with the coaches. As with any public body, we need to maintain a level of transparency. We've advertised for the coaches. We've got many applications this time around, both for foreign and domestic coaches. We are evaluating them. However, we were caught up with the World Cup Finals, and we had requested the previous coaches to be a part of this event to carry on the continuity from the Olympics, since majority of the Olympians were given an opportunity to compete for India. All I can say is we are in conversation. We'll be taking a decision very soon. We were awaiting the review report of the coaches. Once that is there, we'll take a decision.
And roughly when is that expected, the review?
We've already got a first draft of the report, and we are studying it at the moment. It shouldn't be too long. We also realize that we need to start going ahead with a 4-year, 8-year and 12-year program very soon.
But finally, what's the major, like, I mean, obviously it will be discussed properly in review, but what is the one change going forward which, it's clear that you would want to?
So I don't think it's as simple as identifying any one major issue. If you were to ask me a bunch of issues that I would like to address in the coming few years, or whatever time I have in the organization. Number one, of course, we need to ensure that our Indian coaches become the best of the best in the world. So that, and for that, if we've started a coach the coaching program. We're trying to disseminate knowledge and experiences at the grassroots level. But even our high performance coaches, we are happy to assist them and facilitate their learning process by giving them opportunities which were not available for them before. Number two, something we've already spoken about, the junior program. We need to ensure that there is seamless support and transition amongst the junior and junior program. Number three, we've got to increase the level of competition within India and ensure that we give our shooters more opportunity to have more and more international events in India, so that their level of confidence, level of exposure grows up. And we understand that our bench strength is not just top 2 or 3 shooters who make the team, but it's a medley of shooters. So one of the suggestions which we are pondering on is to have 1 or 2 or 3 levels of teams which can be given simultaneous exposures to various competitions of various levels, so that at any given point of time these shooters are interchangeable and they can compete with each other.